I was really eager to try and better understand the assumptions about human intelligence and about human thinking that were built into AI from the very beginning. So I thought, who better to consult than Alan Turing? A lot of engineers tend to talk about the Turing test as irrelevant now because of ChatGPT, and that bugs me a little bit, because I think the imitation game has a lot to offer in understanding the difference and the similarities between human and computer intelligence. The very first sentence in his article is, I propose to consider the question, can machines think? And as a philosopher, I thought that was a brilliant beginning. I was really, okay, this is getting so interesting. I'm sure I will learn a lot of interesting things. And I did, but not what I expected, because only a few sentences later, he says that he wants to replace this question by the imitation game. And a few pages later, he explicitly says that he believes the original question, can machines think, is too meaningless to deserve discussion. I cannot quite understand why we're not talking about that. Alan Turing himself actually didn't want to compare human thinking with this computer intelligence. When I read it from a philosophical perspective, it's an engineer saying, these are the kind of questions one might ask. I'm not going to ask these questions because I'm on another mission, so to speak. I'm trying to build these machines. One thing I really enjoyed when reading the article was that he introduces the imitation game with 3 human players and player A, B, and C. And then he says, what if we replaced player A with the machine? And again, it's a brilliant move, right? Because player A is the only player who is already imitating. That's a man imitating to be a woman when answering these questions.
Yeah.
Turing never considered, at least not looking at this article, never considered replacing player B and player C. For obvious reasons. Player B's role is to tell the truth, to answer these questions in a way that is true to being a woman. Of course, you cannot do that. It's logical, impossible to have a machine pretending and at the same time telling the truth. And the third role as well, player C, being this interrogator, asking the questions, making the distinctions. Who is telling the truth? Who can I trust? Who can I not trust? When should I doubt? When should I, all these self-reflective questions. What Turing is saying is that we have 3 roles that need to be played. One can be played by the machine. The rest of the roles, we need to take on responsibility for telling the truth, the best of our ability, and distinguishing and doubting and deciding what are the right things to do with all these limitations and all these constraints that comes with being human. Why don't engineers tell us what the imitation game actually is?